So for our first video, we're going to look at Rosin describing some of his experiments, and particularly describing the developmental course of the particular manifestation of disgust and the sense of contamination.
Would you like to lick it even?
No.
How about touching it? No?
No.
You know what that is?
A poopy.
That's right, that's a doggy poopy. Would you like to eat that?
No.
You don't want to eat it?
It's yucky. I don't want that.
Would you touch it?
No.
Would you eat it?
No.
Little Cleo, at 14 months, will try anything once. She will only reject things if they taste bad. And since this is chocolate fudge, she's not going to learn that lesson today.
So for a 1-year-old child who will eat virtually anything in its way, food is just something that's a lump out there that you can taste and either reject or accept depending on whether it tastes good. For a 3-year-old already, there's some things that just are not to be eaten. They're not because of their taste only. They seem just inappropriate and offensive.
So within a few years, disgust is felt not just because something tastes bad, but because of more sophisticated ideas we've acquired. For Rosin, one key landmark is the emergence of the concept of contamination.
You know what that is?
A bug, and I don't want it. No bugs.
It's a cockroach. And I'm going to put it on this little spoon and drop it in your juice over there. Maybe stir it around a little. I'm going to stir it around a little.
I'm not going to eat that.
Are you going to eat that?
No.
Why not?
Because it's gross.
Would you drink some of that apple juice?
Yeah, but I can't drink the bug.
You don't want to drink that juice?
But I don't want to drink the bug.
Okay, now suppose I take the cockroach out of the juice.
It's pretty easy to identify with the idea that the juice has been contaminated. But we're not born with ideas like that. So when does this association develop?
No thanks.
By 7 years of age, as we saw with Richard, the juice is still bad after the cockroach is gone. He has a much higher cognitive level of perceiving the situation. He is seeing this as the history of the juice. Something was left in the juice, even though it's invisible. Okay, well, watch now.
The thought of the cockroach seems to confuse slightly younger children.
There he is.
Is there legs in it?
No, look you in there. There's
At 4, Zach is not keen, and he takes a bit of persuading.
I'll taste it.
Sure you will. Though they would not eat a cockroach, they found it offensive. They were happy to drink the juice after the cockroach was removed. So they still don't have a sense of contamination.
And put it on the plate.
Now, how about drinking the apple juice now?
Yeah.
Okay.
To an adult, what Eli's doing is disgusting.
So the Rosin video is nice because Rosin's experiments show how emotive meaning, perceptions of disgust or contamination, can influence our perception of a situation, can influence our behavior. They don't overwhelm us or tear us apart. They don't undermine reason. They add to what reason sees. Now, sometimes what they add isn't consistent with what reason suggests is the case. And it's when we have that tension there, where emotion nudges us in a direction that's slightly different from the direction that reason wants to push us. That's when those ambiguities can raise problems. Our next video is a video, I believe this is in China where they built a lot of these. It's a video of people walking around on a glass bridge over a very high canyon. And even though the bridge is structurally very sound and completely safe, it's hard to just walk on this transparent surface looking down hundreds and hundreds of feet into this gorge without having that trigger your emotive meaning. In this case, not disgust, not contamination, but fear.
我天，哎，这样真的有点恐怖。
左手机啦，左手机做好了啦。
I'll end this lecture module by reiterating a point and making another. The relationship between cognitive and emotive meaning shouldn't be thought of like this. Reason and emotion aren't at war. They are two sides of cognitive processing, and they can't be separated out completely, nor do they function well without one another. And they're certainly not in this kind of relationship. And secondly, emotive meaning should be distinguished from cognitive meaning reporting value claims or emotional states. So people will often try to influence your beliefs or actions by using emotive meaning. That is, by describing it using positive or negative emotional terms. For instance, when the government describes tortures like waterboarding, beatings, long-term exposure to near-freezing cold, long-term sleep deprivation, etc., as enhanced interrogation. People often factually report their feelings, though, as well. For instance, if your friend tells you that they are afraid to fly. Now, the former is logically illegitimate and manipulative, while the latter is logically legitimate and often constructive.